Black folks, are y'all really harassing people about being black, trying to force and twist people's arm to call themselves black? Are y'all really doing that? So, y'all, this video that I'm about to play for y'all, it just kept coming up in my For You page on TikTok. And I kept scrolling past it, but I kept seeing it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and watch this video and see what it's about.
Reminder that Dominicans are not black. We are not black. And no matter how much black Americans cry about it, we are not black. We will never be black because I look black, but we are not black. And it's just a reminder to black Americans who are so pathetically forcing Dominicans to label themselves as black. Where we keep telling them we have our own culture, me no black papi, they still force it on us. So just a reminder, Dominicans are not black. Period.
My question is, are Black people really forcing Dominicans or anybody else, Brazilians, Colombians, whoever, anybody in the Caribbean, are we really forcing them to call themselves Black, or is this just an insecurity that they have? Because I legitimately don't see what is the big deal. How can somebody that is outside of your culture force you into anything, force you to think anything of yourself, or force you to call yourself anything? After I watched this video, I kind of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole and I came across a couple of other videos where Dominicans were talking about how they don't like being labeled as Black and how Black people, are always trying to force this Black title on them, and they don't see themselves as Black. And there was actually a lot of like confusing rhetoric too that I want to explain to you guys what I mean. I have another video that I want to play for you guys too of this guy who is kind of going over some of his frustrations with being called black. It's really confusing because when I'm listening to people talk and I'm reading through the comment section, especially, it's like some Dominicans were saying we are black, but we're not culturally black in the same way that Black Americans are black. And that's strictly what they mean. And then other people were saying that they're not racially black, even though a lot of them were darker than me. A lot of them had even kinkier hair than mine. So it's like, well, what do you actually mean by black? Do you actually have a definition of what black is, or are you just going through some type of an identity crisis? Like, I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. And my purpose here is not to tell anybody what to think of themselves, what to call themselves, or to tell anybody who or what they are. I'm just kind of baffled by the whole conversation. And I'm gonna play this next clip for you guys so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about.
Need y'all help. What am I, black or am I Dominican? Because according to TikTok, my ass is black, but according to my friends and family, I'm Dominican. So I'm confused. I identify as being Dominican. You know what I'm saying? That's what I am. That's all I've known. My parents are Dominican. I was born in Brooklyn. However, my family, all my upbringings, my language, we all speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We eat Dominican food. We listen to Dominican music. We dance that shit. Our culture is all the same. You know what I mean? What is it about who I am, who I identify? Why does that bother African Americans so much to the point where they want to make sure that I understand that I'm black?
Here's the thing. It's like I don't think it bothers African Americans that you don't identify as quote unquote black per se. I think what a lot of Black Americans will find annoying is that you're saying that you would claim to not be black as if you have no West African DNA at all. Like because I've seen this, like some Dominicans or other Caribbeans will try to make it seem like they have no West African DNA at all. Like they're just completely only associating themselves with European. And that's kind of like, what is the purpose of that? I mean, clearly you don't really look much different from us, if at all. And that's the reason why people question, okay, when they see you, they see a black man. They wouldn't know that you're Dominican until you start talking. I mean, it just is what it is. You just look how you look.
I mean, anyone who's from Dominican Republic or the Caribbeans for that matter, they're all of mixed races. So it's not like we're not saying that we're not black. We're not saying that at all. Matter of fact, we are black, more blackly black than black. But that's not the only race that defines us. Again, mixed. Black. You want me to say that I'm black? That means I'm not the others? Oh, you black? Yes, the I am.
That isn't necessarily saying that you're black doesn't mean that you're not the others, because Black Americans are all mixed too. All black, you would be hard pressed to find an African American person. Not that it matters, but I'm just making a point. But you would be hard pressed to find an African American person who does not have any other mixtures of any other race inside their blood somewhere. British, English, Irish. My bloodline has Norwegian. Some Black Americans have like Nordic blood. Some of us have indigenous Native American blood, others don't. So, I mean, there's different, like, we're all mixed. Doesn't matter if we're from North America or the Caribbean or South America, all of us are mixed.
Again, when most Dominicans say that they're not black, what they're saying is that they're not African American black. All right? We're Dominican black or part black Dominican, however the fuck you want to say it. In Dominican Republic, nobody gives a fuck about the race. That shit is only an American thing. So it seems to us that you guys want us to claim black so fucking bad. I don't know why. Another thing, check
Natural
this out.
curly
Not
hair.
trying to brag.
I don't think that it's like Black Americans want anybody to claim being Black. I just think that, like I said, I think what Black Americans will probably find obnoxious is like when you try to completely deny that you have any African blood in you at all. It's like, do you have a mirror?
Most Dominicans, if not all, have hair like this.
My hair looks just like that. I mean, if I don't straighten my hair, his hair doesn't look any different from mine. And a lot of African Americans have curly hair. Like that whole point is completely missed. That's a miss.
Our skins, I mean, I know that not everyone is light and dark. There's all types of shadows, but our skin, like if I stand next to an African American, I will look clearly a little lighter than him.
No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Man, do you know how many super light skinned friends that I have? I have a lot of super light skinned, 100% African American. Both parents are black friends that are way lighter, way lighter. So another point completely missed.
Why? Because I'm fucking mixed. I don't understand why people don't understand that, especially y'all on TikTok. Listen, stop arguing with these fools. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But don't think that we're racist, and don't think that we just don't want to be black and we want to only claim our other races, because at the end of the day, that's just not true. We're just not African Americans. Let us be.
But the thing is, that's what it sounds like you're doing. It sounds like you're being racist. It sounds like you don't want to claim being black at all. It sounds like you're emotionally triggered by the word black. So it's like, well, where is this triggering feelings and emotions actually coming from? It's confusing because some Dominicans will say, I'm not black, meaning I'm not Black American. In the same breath, they'll say, I'm not black, meaning like we don't even have any of the same lineage. Like they'll say, I'm not black, meaning that I'm not of African descent at all. And that's where a lot of Black Americans are like, how are you not of African descent when you look like you have African blood in you? Like you can always tell when somebody's got a little bit of, a little bit of Negroid in them. You know what I'm saying? And let me show you guys some of the comments that I read on some of, not necessarily the videos that I played for you guys, but even some other videos that I saw on TikTok. So this one says the average African American has 20% European DNA. That means American blacks are 1/5 white. And then the guy replied and said, average Dominican is way more than 50% European. You're not even a quarter. First of all, it's like, who cares? Like, are we in some kind of competition to see who's more or less European, who has more European blood? Like that alone to me tells a lot. It's like you are kind of comparing who has more European blood. You don't even know the mixture of African Americans. If you see a lot of people from the Dominican Republic, they don't look more than 50% European. They look like they're probably maybe 20 or 30% European. So their admixture isn't that much different from ours, at least not from looking at them. You couldn't tell. And this ignorant comment says, we have our own country and we don't have to fit to be embraced or accepted like African Americans in the United States. It's like, ooh, the shade, the shade. We have to fight to fit in, and you have your own country. And you know, I don't mean to sound divisive, guys, but like I'm literally just reading comments. So don't sit up here in my comment section talking about I'm being divisive. I'm literally sharing information. These are not, I didn't make up these comments. These are actual comments from real comment sections, and these are only a not even a handful of the very disturbing comments that I found. And y'all, this comment is just straight up stupid. It says, they hate on us Dominicans because we are all different. We don't look like them, all the same skin color and the same hair texture. Laughing emoji and palm face. So apparently, African Americans, we are all the same skin color. We have no variation in skin tone, and we have no variation in hair texture at all. We're the most homogeneous society on earth. And y'all, these are real comments. Like I'm not making this stuff up. These are actual real comments on other people's posts, like other videos. It's like for you to even say something like that, it's like, have you ever even left the house? Have you ever turned on the TV? Have you ever scrolled through the social media profiles of anybody other than your close family and friends? Like, you must be extremely sheltered if you think that every single African American has the exact same skin color and the exact same hair texture. That is wildly ignorant. Every single person who is of the African diaspora is mixed race. Almost like you would be very hard pressed to find anybody 100% African. You know, I just really feel like a lot of people in the Caribbean have been hit so hard with self-hatred of the West African race. I like to kind of go down rabbit holes. And as I'm going down the rabbit hole of this whole race thing in the Dominican Republic, you know, I came across the image of the Sambo, and I'm gonna put a couple pictures up here for you guys to look at. But we had the those racist minstrel looking characters here in America. We don't call them Sambos like the Dominicans do, but it's the same character with the black skin and the big red lips. It's the same exact thing. And they don't want to be associated with that. These people right here that I'm showing you guys this picture of, wherever I'm going to put it on here, this is what they don't want to look like. They don't want to be associated with that. But little do you know that Africa is, even if you don't find this to be a beautiful look or an attractive look, you know, Africa is a very diverse continent. I mean, certain tribes have certain features, certain looks. Some Africans have nappy hair, or some of them have curly, kinky hair. Some of them have wavy to straight hair. I mean, Africans come in all different colors, guys. We all have African blood. And that's not something, I don't really feel like, why is that something to be ashamed of? But you know what, as Black people in America, like let's just let people call themselves whatever they want to call themselves. Some of it is confusing. I don't fully understand it, but then again, I'm not a part of their culture. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like a clarification thing. Like, are you, when Dominicans say I'm not Black, do you mean we're just not Black American? We don't share the culture that each other has? Or are you saying that I'm not Black as in I don't have any African blood, I'm not of African descent? Like, which one is it? Because I think that's the reason why a lot of people are confused. I don't really think that anybody's trying to force you to say anything or do anything or be anything that you don't want to be. I think it's just a matter of confusion because you're saying that you're not something that you clearly look like you are. And people are going based off of your site. Most Dominicans, you wouldn't even know that they were Dominican unless they told you that that was what they were, or unless they start speaking Spanish. I promise you that nobody is pressed, guys. It's really not that serious. Do whatever you do. Let's not be so divisive. And you know, if you don't want to be considered Black, that's perfectly fine. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Make sure you leave a comment below. Like the video if you like the video, as usual. And subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. Love to have you. And I'll see you guys next time.